Good morning. Good morning. Okay, all of you that are on here, we have a new script book updated. Okay, so you can go to my website, coachjuliedowney.com. In the resources, it's now the yellow link, which is the new um, 2026 script book. Actually, I'll pull it up here while people are hopping on. All right, let's turn that off. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to keep an eye on my text messages here because I changed the Zoom link. So if you have anyone struggling to get on, make sure they take the Zoom link from the email and not from the invite if you've had one before.
Hey,
Okay,
Julie,
so yes.
I did hop on through the old link, so it still does work.
Oh, good. Oh, yay. Thank you, Anna. Okay, awesome. Yes, and here comes everybody. So good, good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's great news. Okay, I don't know how we made that happen, but that's great news. Okay, so Happy New Year. I was just telling everyone that we have a new script book. It is updated. Okay, so it will look and feel the same as it always has. Um, but we have updated information in it, and that's kind of what I'm going to show you today. So today I'm going to introduce you to some of the parts of the new script book. Here it is. If you go to coachjuliedowney.com in the resources, it's right here in yellow. Just click on that and it'll open you up to the PDF that you see right here in front of me. Okay, so make sure you download the new one. And I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that is in here now that you had asked for and that last year kind of created for us. Okay, so in the key strategies, this is one I think that's going to be super helpful. Um, Talk about the market, how to talk about the market, whether it's a buyer's market, a seller's market, a transitional market, right? What's that look like? What's that mean? Okay. I also included the graphs, the images that are in the listing consultation, in the buyer consultation to talk about that market. Okay. So not only do you have the words now, you also have the visuals that go along with it right out of the script book. Okay. And I'll show you that in a minute. So that is now talk about the market on page 14. Okay, page 14. Right after that, I added the weekly update templates. Okay, so these are the messages you should be sending every active buyer and every active seller every Monday. Okay, so when I say time block on Mondays to study the market and update all your clients, this is what I'm talking about. All right. So let's jump to those real quickly. And then I promise we will get into the most important script you need right now to get your year started off. Okay. So number one, I'm going to jump to page 14 real quick. We are not going to go through this. We will spend a whole scripting day going through it, but I just want you to know it's here. Okay, so how to talk about the market and what kind of situation it's in. Buyers, sellers, okay, and a transitional market. Okay, so that will help you a little bit. Here's your weekly updates. Okay, so this is kind of how I recommend to send it, email, and then follow up with a call. Of course, if you'd like to. Most of the time you don't need to. When you tell them right up front, we're going to be doing this every single week, you'll see this information. Okay. And here's what your email should look like every week that you send to them. Okay, just a bullet pointed list with all this information in it of what happened in the last 7 days in their specific market. Okay. Now, I went ahead and included the templates for week 1, okay? Because the first time they see this information, you got to explain to them why. Why am I picking this stuff to send to you, and why is it important for what you're doing in this market right now? Okay? So this is more detailed and what you send on week 1, and then every week after that, you just send the bullet pointed list with the information. Okay, does that all make sense? Okay, so spend some time on these pages. Okay, what you need to do is take these and create a system around getting this information easily every single week. to you so that you can digest it and get it to your clients easily as well. Okay? So spend some time on that page. Then you will see the buyer weekly update template for the first week. Okay. And of course, buyers are going to watch a little different things than sellers are. Some of them is going to be the same. Some of it's going to be a little bit different, right? Like you might talk about when you see things that close, what the specific list to sale price was. What direction are those going, right? How can they expect to be negotiating based on what we're seeing in the market week to week? Okay. All right, so hopefully those will be super helpful for you. Let me open this chat box because I see someone in there. Oh, Kim, you are welcome. You're welcome. I hope you guys will use them. I will tell you these market updates are the most valuable tool I learned in getting price reductions, keeping clients committed to me, and keeping them ahead of the market, right? They never had to wonder when we say communication is key and I'm going to communicate really well with you. They don't always know what that means. You can literally put this in your marketing packets and your listing and your buyer presentations and say, this is what I mean when I say every single week, I'm going to give you an updated list, an updated email with everything happening in the market in the last 7 days in your specific market. And I'm going to tell you why we should care about that and what it means for what we're doing. Okay, huge, huge, huge value. All right, awesome. So now I'm going to stop share. I also included how to talk about the market in the listing presentation section. Okay, so it's your whole listing presentation, your pricing strategies and that kind of stuff. And then I reiterated that whole section again there. Okay, so if you're in your listings, you can just stay there. Okay, so today, we are at what I think is the most fun call of your entire year. Okay. So if you guys have your digital hands or if you have your chat boxes, be honest. How many of you your goal is to contact every single person in your sphere this quarter? Okay. Yep. I see thumbs. I see heads. Good. So, guys, this, I promise you, if you start right now this quarter and follow these calls exactly how I'm going to tell you to do them in the next 12 months, it will substantially increase your business this year. Just this. Okay. And why do I know that these calls work? Because it's exactly what I did, right? With 350 people year after year after year. Okay. It's how I built the people that know, love, and trust me. Okay. And you can too. So the script for this one is on page 22. You guys always jump to a different screen when I share, and I like to see you. Okay. So this whole sheet is the all year schedule. Okay. And it is very important to make sure you are tailoring your calls every quarter based on the relationship you have with these people. Okay? So the people you know the best, your A's, B's, and sometimes C's, right? Don't get too caught up in what those are. Just think about them. They're your most important people, whatever you call them. People call them all sorts of things. Okay? Now, for them, the fun thing about this call is that it works for everyone. It works for your colder people too. Okay. And let's kind of talk that through. So the script first quarter is Happy New Year. What are your real estate goals for this year? Okay. Does anyone want to role play this with me? What they think their sphere will say to them? Anyone willing? Rachel?
Wait, what? What was the question?
She's like, no. Will you role play this with me? What you think your sphere might say to you?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Am I muted?
Yeah, no. You're good.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so, hey, Rachel, it's Julie Downey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I was just calling to see what kind of real estate goals do you have for this year? Have you thought of any?
Well, we keep talking about doing some renovations, but we're not sure if we should invest any more money into this house or if we should just sell it and try for
Oh,
something new. So we're kind of stuck, kind of on the fence.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm happy to help you through that if you would like. What do you think you need to know to help make that decision?
Probably what our renovations would like, how it would impact the value of our house. Like, are we overspent? Is our idea gonna, are we
Hmm.
overspending? Are we gonna make any of our money back if we sell it?
Got it. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, there it is. Then I'd set the appointment, right? So now this is one where you're going to have to see it to advise them well, right, on where to put their money. This is exactly what you want them calling you for, right? You want to be their go-to realtor for anything in real estate. Okay. So when people are calling you to do this kind of stuff and asking these questions, that's how you know you've made it, right? But boom, these are my people. And these are the people that know, love, and trust me and will come to me for anything real estate. Okay.
We have an appointment
Uh,
Saturday to for exactly this.
Rachel, you guys, did you hear that? She has an appointment Saturday just from calling and using this script. I love it. I love it. They're out there. They're thinking about it. It's a new year. So you need to be getting with every single person in your sphere and just find out where they are on their house journey. And this question will help you get there, right? If they're thinking of updates to their property, now you know you can ask more about why are they updating? What are you updating? Can I help you? You know, all of that kind of stuff. If they're thinking about remodeling, oh, that's a great idea. Once you get your quotes, I'm happy to kind of run a CMA and let you know if that kind of investment in your property would likely pay off for you in the end, right? All the things we can do for them. Here's what we're afraid of. Okay, when you call and you say to them, "What are your real estate goals for this year?" Christopher's always, yep. Um, well, I'm not buying or selling, right? That's
Yeah.
what you think.
Yeah. Or yeah. Well, nothing. We're just staying here. Things are good.
Yep, we're just staying put. We're doing nothing. Yep, good. So let's role play that. Okay, so hey, what are your real estate goals for this year?
I don't really have any. I mean, just we'll probably do a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
do a little yard work or something. But that's really it.
Yeah, totally. Um, Well, and it's funny because then I'd go into the yard work, right? So I'm wanting to take you somewhere, but I'm wanting to teach you guys something different. So it's funny, my head's going. So I would go down that way, right? I'd ask more questions about the yard work. Do you have a great company? And then I would go to awesome. Any other projects you've got going on at home?
No.
Okay, I love that. And tell me this, have you guys kept a good eye on the equity you have in this property?
No, not really. I mean, I know that the market's gone up a little bit, in some areas and
Hmm.
down in others, but not
Yeah.
not really because we haven't really looked at it because it hasn't been important to us.
Yeah, totally. I totally get it. Some people are using that equity at this point because there's so much of it to reinvest in other things. So just let me know if you ever get into that conversation. Just want to know what kind of equity you're sitting on. That's something I can absolutely help you with.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Hey, great talking to you. And as you think of some real estate goals, definitely let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
All right. Sounds good.
All
Thanks,
right,
Julie.
I'll keep in touch. Bye,
All right.
Christopher.
Bye.
Okay. And I ended it with I'll keep in touch, right? So always set up your next conversation. Prepare them for exactly what's coming, right? And a lot of these will create their own follow ups. Okay. So Rachel, I set an appointment with, right? If you recommend a contractor to them, some painters or whatever, awesome. You want to follow up in about a week. Hey, did you get a hold of those painters? How'd it go? Were they responsive? Right? These are some of my greatest guys. I want to make sure they take great care of you. Okay. So it's all those touches in between this initial call from what you learn that will help you build these relationships. Okay. So that's why this is such a fun one. It's a really easy one to ask. Okay. Now let's jump down to these D's and F's. Okay. These are the people you don't know as well in your sphere for whatever reason, right? Maybe they're from a past life and you haven't talked to them in 20 years. Maybe they're from an open house. You have their name and number, but you haven't talked to them in 9 weeks, right? You have no idea where they're at. Gotcha, James. I'll get right back to you. Okay. So these are the people you don't know as well. And I want you to just reach out to them and ask the same question. Okay. Now with these people, and this is something I should add in here. Every time I call them, I introduce myself as their realtor. Hi, it's your realtor, Julie Downey. How are you? Even if I don't know their name, right? If they are an open house lead or something like that, I'm just assuming I'm their realtor. Okay, until they tell me otherwise. Okay, and that connects you to who you are. If you're like, this is Julie Downey, do you remember me? I'm that realtor you met, right? Like, just I'm your realtor. Okay, and it'll trigger them right away. And then you say, hey, I just wanted to touch base. We haven't talked in a while, and see, where are you in your house goals? What goals do you have for this year and you want to make sure you accomplish? Okay, so you're going to use that exact same script for these older leads as well. Okay, that's why this one is so great. Some of the others, we trickle away from being so comfortable to use them with our less important sphere. This one you can use over and over and over on every single person. Okay, all right. I am going to stop the screen here. Let me put that back up here. And James, you had a question, sir. We'll see if he's coming. Okay. And who else? Who else has questions on this? Here it
Sorry about
comes.
that. I was trying to
Oh, you're
time
good.
up. On that scenario you had with Christopher
Yeah.
just a moment ago,
Hmm.
would you um put him on a drip campaign, or would you follow up with him maybe once a quarter, or maybe
Yeah.
both?
So, yeah. And James, great question. Okay. So, this is your drip campaign. Okay. So,
Okay.
your sphere, all of these people should be on your drip campaign. And this is your drip for the first quarter with your call. Okay. So, they should be getting it already. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And
Well,
then,
I know that certain CRMs have Lofty. And after so many touches throughout the year, which is it's a new year now,
yeah. Well,
if
and
you
this
don't
is
set
a
it up,
phone call.
okay.
Yeah. This is a
So you can
phone
set
call.
yourself up on a reminder,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And
okay,
honestly, what I did, James, is every quarter I started back at the top and just went
gotcha.
all the way through as quickly as I could in the first 6 weeks through all 350 in my sphere with the exact same script, left the voicemail, whatever.
All
Then,
right,
yes, no matter what the result is, I am calling them next quarter also.
okay,
So
all
I'm
right,
always calling these people every quarter just to check in. Okay. And if those of you are wondering, what do all those sound like? Here they are. Okay. Really easy. I'm not a pushy salesperson at all. I'm a build a relationship, love on people, right? That's how they get to know, love, and trust you. Then you're there and they want to call you when they think about real estate. Okay. That's what you're working to do with these calls here. And then James, yes. So Christopher might need a different touch system then, absolutely after that. Okay,
okay,
so you may want to put him on a different drip campaign. Or let's say some of your CRMs, right, you have just a sphere drip. Okay, so they're just getting all the information everyone in the sphere gets. But when they raise their hand to be a potential seller, they might start getting different information as a potential seller drip. Okay. So Rachel would have been one I would have done that with. So she's in my sphere, she's getting everything. And then she said, well, we've thought about maybe selling in the next couple of years. And what if we don't really know where to put the money and that kind of stuff, right? Then she might go over here after I talk to them and start getting the specific thinking about selling drip. Does that make sense?
okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now, So we're talking about the call today, but I'm also a little bit lying to you, James, because this should also turn into your email you're sending and your social media posts for this month. Okay, so you take this one message and you break it down into your entire story you're going to tell in your first quarter. Okay, so the email you might send first is, hey, what real estate goals do you have for this year? I'll share mine, right? Here's what we're doing. What real estate goals do you have for this year? Have you thought about remodeling, updating, reinvesting your equity into something else, buying an investment property, or buying and selling your current property? Okay, so give them the ideas, okay, of exactly what to do and how you can help, right? As your realtor, I want to be your first and only stop for anything in regards to real estate. So please know if any of these things are crossing your mind, know to pick up the phone right now and let's chat about it and let me help you through it. Okay, great email to send. Also, now I want you to think about how you can break that down into a bunch of social media posts. Okay, can you guys think about that? So maybe your first post is just a text or just text, what real estate goals do you have for 2026? Shout them out here, right? The second one, anybody remodeling this year? Here's the top 3 places to invest in your property to get the most return. Number 3, right? A separate post. What are the top 2 places people are reinvesting their home equity? There's lots of equity right now. What are people doing with it? Okay, so you're going to take that exact message and then just keep breaking it down into bite-sized chunks for your clients to digest during this whole time as they're hearing you call them, as they're seeing your emails, right? So it's the same message going through their head over and over. And here's what you will find. Next year, people will have goals for you, even if they didn't talk to you. Okay, so if this is your first time making this call, you might catch them off guard. They might be like, huh? And I guarantee you they will think of some. And next year, by this time, they'll have them. The third year you do this, there you start getting stories like, oh my gosh, we sat on New Year's and wrote down all our real estate goals for you because we knew you'd be calling and we wanted to make sure they were there. I mean, I bet 75 people told me that year 3 when I was calling through my sphere. And here's the other thing, because they love to hear from me and want to have these conversations, that's why 75 of them picked up the phone and chatted with me that quarter. Okay, so that's the kind of relationship you're trying to build with every single one of your people. I can't reinforce that enough. Okay, here's the last thing I want to say about that too. I know I'm beating a little bit of a dead horse, but you guys have heard me say it. These relationships that you build are going to be the difference between you keeping your sphere and a third party company taking your sphere. Because if you're not calling them, they are, right? If you're not mailing to them, guess who is? They are, right? And that's what they're after. They are after your clients, okay? Because they want those relationships. And the only way you can keep those big is by reaching out to them, caring about them, right? That's what they cannot do, right? So reach out to them, care about them, help them reach their goals, and that's how you become their go-to. Okay, own your spheres. That's key, 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 key. All right, what questions? All right, how many of you feel like you can get off today and start attacking your sphere with this call? Okay, good. What I want you to do when you get off is practice saying it. Practice like you're leaving a voicemail, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, you will leave a voicemail. So think about leaving your strategic voicemail. Here's why I'm calling. I'm calling to wish you a happy new year and just find out what your real estate goals are for this upcoming year. And if there's anything you could use my help with on those. I'll check back in if I don't hear back from you. And as you think of things, let me know. Okay, but always leave the next step. Always leave them something to do, right? So as you think about this, let me know, right? Give them an action item and then let them know that you'll be back in touch with them and check back in 3 months. Cool? All right. You guys, this was an easy one because we got 5 minutes back in our day. So this is 5 minutes to go practice your voicemail, say it out loud, get on your calls. And I want to hear success stories next week. Just like Rachel said, she got an appointment Saturday from making these calls. Everybody go do that. Have a great year. We're going to start it off awesome. I'll see you next week.
Hey, Julie, can I ask you a quick question?
Of
Wasn't part of this
course.
except
That's all
for
right. That's always why
yeah,
I hang around in
one of
case
your
anyone
role
has them.
plays.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have such a hard time with this, but I've got a appointment with a seller. They're
Okay.
not ready to sell until June, and they
Okay.
want me to come over now
Okay.
and tell them how much I think their house is worth and what do I
Yeah.
charge and
Mm-hmm.
do you have any contractors if you're gonna,
Mm-hmm.
so okay, that's fine. So I go over there with the intent to not sign a contract, right? It's just a friendly thing? Okay. Because that's where I have a problem with the
Yeah.
Mike Ferry training and the 7 day, they've got to do it now thing. Okay.
Yeah. So no, now I will say, Connie, there are those times when you go out and you're like, yeah, this could be a really good house that I might be able to find a buyer before July. And
Mm.
if I did, would you want me to tell you about it?
Oh, okay.
Okay. And if they do, then yes, you need a listing contract.
Okay.
Does that make
So how
sense?
do you do the dates? Because it,
Yeah. I mean, that is a whole different story. How
oh,
you do the dates and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
okay.
in our market, we do a off market scenario it's not coming soon, but what's it called?
Pre-market?
Pre-market. So you do pre-market, so you
Mm-hmm.
can do all that stuff. You don't have to though, Connie. So what
Okay.
I would do is go out, meet with them, see where they're at. Their timing may not allow them to consider anything earlier than June. So then you just keep
Yeah.
in touch with them.
Okay. Yeah. They're
And
not
what
going to
I
do
would
anything till
do
soon.
is
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and start sending them updates and maybe have
Oh,
them be
okay.
monthly updates instead of a weekly update.
Oh,
And hey,
that's a
every
good
month I'm
idea.
just going to give you an update on what your market's doing. That'll tie them to you for sure. So when you
Yeah.
go out to sign that contract, they already feel like you've been working for them.
Okay. And when you say monthly updates, okay, so that's where I use the market report. You were talking about weekly updates and that. Well, it's
Okay.
only a month. So
Yeah.
how do you do
So
the
instead of
weekly?
doing every 7 days, you're just going to look at the last 30 days.
Oh, okay. So you're not using
Yeah.
those reports. You're doing like a search for their particular area to see what the market's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
And since they're a seller, you might have in July. I mean, I go ahead and set up their search now for what their house is doing, right? Because I'd want to know
Mm.
if anything else in their neighborhood is listing and,
Oh,
that kind
right.
of stuff. So since you'll have a listing in there, it's good to watch it anyway. So I'd be
Yeah.
setting up those searches right now
Yeah.
and then just send them what you think is important for them to see every month.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that help. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Oh,
Feel
did you know you're
better.
my goal this year? One of my
What?
goals? Yeah.
No, tell
I
me.
I said I was gonna come to every one of your sessions. Ooh.
I love that. I
Yeah.
want to see, Connie, really, really, really pay attention and see how that changes your business
Oh yeah.
because that'd
Yeah.
be a great testimonial for me.
Okay.
I
I'll do
love
it.
it. Yay, I'm here
All
with
right.
you. I'll be your goal.
Okay. Thanks, Julie.
All right, you're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next week.